Ivan McKee to be followed by Murdo Fraser. Mr McKee, please.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Presiding Officer, normally members state at the start of their remarks how pleased they are to speak in a debate, but I must say that today for me that is not the case. We don't want to be having this debate. We didn't want Scotland and the UK to be facing economic and social uncertainty and costs that Brexit will bring. We didn't want to have to spend considerable time and resources in this place debating the UK and Scotland's withdrawal from the EU, a distraction from our work in moving Scotland forward. We would have preferred the UK government not to have pressed forward with the EU withdrawal bill absent our amendments necessary to protect the devolution settlement, and we would have preferred to have reached a negotiated solution with the UK government in the form of common frameworks, something we all agree is necessary, but on the basis of consent, not just consult, and hopefully there is scope to reach that agreement in the coming days and weeks. But Presiding Officer, this is the situation we find ourselves in, and we have to make the most of it. This continuity bill is required to put in place the necessary legislation to ensure that powers over devolved matters are decided in this Scottish Parliament. It ensures legal continuity of those powers, and it prevents power over devolved matters being exercised by Westminster. And this is important on a number of levels. Firstly, it supports the enshrinement of the devolution settlement, the basis of all the work we do in this place. The principle that what isn't reserved is devolved. It prevents setting a precedent of devolved powers being controlled from Westminster under the guise of Brexit or any other. Secondly, it's important to recognise that the matters we are debating and the laws we are passing here today are not some dry legal argument about the Constitution. They have potentially very real consequences for people across Scotland. We've heard on the Health and Sports Committee of the risks to our Scottish NHS have been dragged into a UK-wide trade deal in the post-Brexit world, of the distinctive Scottish approach to delivering healthcare, different from the increasing marketisation of service provision in England, being compromised in that process, of public health measures we have taken or hope to take in future to place restrictions on harmful products, alcohol, tobacco and the foods at the root of our obesity epidemic being constrained to protect multinational commercial interests as part of those trade deals. In this area and in many others, critical issues to the people of Scotland, this bill is intended to provide some protection by resisting steps to move the power to legislate over these devolved areas to another place. The way this bill has been progressed through its stages by the Minister and his team deserves commendation, as the sheer scale of the number of amendments and the length of the debate at both Stage 2 and Stage 3 makes clear everyone has had their chance to make their case and sufficient time has been made available to scrutinise the bill. In summary, Presiding Officer, this bill is necessary to protect the powers of this Parliament. It is the backstop that provides some protection for us from the Brexit chaos that's consuming the UK government. And the timing of this bill being brought forward now is necessary to ensure that those safeguards are in place in sufficient time. But we should also not lose sight of the bigger picture. By intent or by omission, the actions of the UK government represent a significant risk to the devolution settlement. It's our duty and our responsibility as members of this Scottish Parliament to protect that settlement. Shortly, I expect we will pass this bill and pass it by a significant majority. We will show that the Scottish Parliament, representing the Scottish people who elected us, is standing up for Scotland, making sure their voice is heard. I urge members to vote for this bill. Thank you.
Thank you.